I always start with introductions. Who are you two?
I'm Pat. I'm the lead vocalist.
I'm Sean, lead guitarist.
Of Ritual Grief.
Yes.
Boston's newest death metal band.
Yeah, and as you can tell, we've had tons of media training.
Yeah.
No, it's cool. Hi there. Welcome to the Not Sure For Podcast 2026 edition. I'm Theo Morgan, and these fine young men are Sean and Pat from Ritual Grief. Sometimes I catch a band when they're freshly hatched. Ritual Grief was one of them. They opened for Valdrin and seemed like a strange fit, but so are the Spiral Continuum. And every band that night was killer, so who's complaining? Ritual Grief reached out immediately for an episode, and here we are. Look, I was really sick when doing the interview. I forgot Sean's name partway through. You might be able to tell. That's not really fair to Ritual Grief, especially since I've been sitting on my hands about releasing this episode. So give them a chance, and I hope you enjoy. So from what I can tell, you started the band in 2025.
It was the end of 2024, so I started it
Okay.
with our bassist Isaiah, or Izzy, and then slowly accumulated some members as time went on. Pat joined spring of 2025.
Something like that.
And then we got right to it and got to shows this past year now.
Mm-hmm. Cool. And of course, releasing a demo back in October.
Yeah. That was big. I had written some of those songs already, and once I got a few more members in the band, kind of like adjusted things, and here we are.
How long had you been sitting on them for?
Well, actually, so one of the songs I took from a band I was in 10 plus years ago.
Medina.
Yeah. I was in a metalcore band 10 years ago, and I took two riffs from that band and kind of made them less metalcore-y and used them for our song The Rope. And we actually have a single coming out because it wasn't done in time to be on the demo.
Mm-hmm.
That one is also a song I wrote 10 years ago. So
very interesting. And for the new single, we'll put a pin in that for later.
Yeah.
Yeah. So interesting to know that some of this started as metalcore riffs, because I could almost tell.
Yeah.
But it wasn't I was doing your submission on the Metal Archives. You get to the genre field, and I'm like, can I in good faith call this metalcore? And then I'm like, no.
I honestly don't even know what to label us as. I wouldn't even say we're death metal. We have aspects of it. Maybe melodic death metal, little bit of metalcore in there,
some blackened elements, I'd say too.
Yeah, there's a little bit of everything in there, so I don't even know what to label us as. So I've just said we're a metal band for the most part.
Yeah. Although, how would you describe how you sound to the people listening to this podcast?
To keep it simple, if someone wanted you have to pick a subgenre, I would just say melodic death metal. Especially with some of the newer stuff that's going to be coming out, it's a lot more in that direction.
Personally, I don't. Yeah, I just say metal because we do have, I like to think that we have a pretty, varied sound. So it does get a little hard to pin it down, but Blackened Death, melodic death metal, I think those are two pretty, at least they hit close to home for it.
Cool. So I'm in my 30s, and I think I may have misjudged how old you guys are.
Oh yeah, I'm 33.
Really?
I'm 33 as well. So the rest of
you look so young.
Thank you. Yeah, I'll take that as a compliment.
It's all the beer.
Yeah, it keeps you.
Because because when I saw you at O'Brien's, I thought oh, they got these college kids are going real far.
So the rest of the band are in their 20s.
Yeah,
okay. Maybe there's
our drummer Stanley is 21, I believe.
Yeah,
so he's the baby of the band.
Yeah.
But we've been at this for a little while with other bands.
Yeah, so actually the band that he took some of those riffs from, I was in like a grunge band at the time, playing bass, and we used to play
together.
Pretty frequently.
Yeah.
So. Yeah, I do think maybe I should have been able to tell that you were millennials, because there's a certain melodic death metal sound that really gives away someone's age.
Yeah, I feel like whenever you hear like a da-da-da-da riff, you know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like also like there were parts that like vaguely remind me of Lamb of God. And like I know they're still around and still very popular and very relevant, but I don't know if it's the same for like the current crop of teens and 20-somethings as it was for us.
Yeah, I don't think so. Like the newer teens, they really like that. They like the new meta is like slam and like really lowly tuned deathcore.
Yeah. I mean, I've noticed. I know what shows I feel really old at.
Yeah. Yeah, tell me about it.
When you get 4 people, 4 bands in a row going, and it's just like, oh man, this is definitely not what I grew up in.
Yeah, at least with like O'Brien's, it does filter out like the really young concert goers.
Yeah.
So I still feel okay there. Same with Ralph's in Worcester.
I would love to play there, actually.
Yeah, I just checked them out for the first time. You got a nice little stage.
Yeah, I remember my first trek out to Ralph's, because like for a while I was young, and then since I can't drive, I'm like, well, it's hard to get out there. Like, how important can a Ralph's show be?
Yeah.
And then
it's one of the better venues in like the area.
Really is. Did either of you two study music?
So funny enough, I was like from maybe first grade up until I graduated high school, I was like in chorus, and I was like not a full-on chorus kid, but like I did the competitions. I was a soloist. So I do have a bit of a classical trained background.
Cool. Yeah, because I feel like choir is one of those borderline things, because I don't consider myself musical at all, and I still was in choir.
Yeah. So I wouldn't have had such like a propensity towards the actual musical theory side of things, except in high school our chorus instructor was like a drill sergeant and she was a doctor of music and was like adamant about like if you're going to sing and like expect to not just get bumped from the class, then you are going to like learn what you're doing and how it relates to like how it relates to like your counterparts, like, you know what I mean? Like if I was a tenor, and it was like you have to understand like relationally what you're doing with the baritones and the altos and the sopranos.
Yeah, which I wouldn't say is necessarily doctoral material, because when I say choir, I also mean church choir, and my instructor was a 19-year-old fellow choir member, and she still had to tell me this is as an alto, and she's like, this is your relationship to the sopranos parts, and that was nowhere near as complicated.
Yeah, it was.
But it is pretty cool to have like someone who really has credentials teaching you. So does that mean you learned theory?
Yeah. I mean, it's been close to like 15 years since I was in that class, so I've definitely summarily forgotten most of it. Yeah, but I still know how to structure a riff too.
Yeah, and for you?
So no formal training. I had been self-taught, YouTube books, stuff like that for a long time. I did learn on my own a lot of classical, like Paganini pieces, Bach, Mozart, Vivaldi, things like that. And then about like pre-COVID, I had taken lessons from a guy who's pretty good, but that was more for theory. I feel like my technique already at the time was pretty solid, and I learned more theory from him. But I've never been like classically trained or anything like that. Like 90% of what I've learned just on the internet and from books and stuff, or old Ingve DVDs.
We're gonna hand you the keys to the Lambo.
That's MAV.
Yeah.
That one too. But yeah, I feel like a lot of the stuff I learned from like classical composers kind of comes through in certain sections of songs. More so on some of the stuff that will be coming out that we do play live, but it's not out. So yeah, not classically trained, but I know some decent amount of classical and a little bit of theory. But I'm pretty rusty on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I haven't had to use my circle of fifths in a while, so I couldn't tell you what that is right now.
Yeah.
And specifically for you, which individual guitarist has influenced you the most? Because
probably Alexi Leho.
I was expecting that.
I don't think it comes through in the music all the time.
Mm-hmm.
But he's like in terms of like leads and things like that and attitude. Mm-hmm. And Children of Bodom are my favorite band. Like he's, my idol on guitar. Mm-hmm. But there's a long list. Like Hide from X Japan is another one I really like. I don't know if you're familiar with them. They're not like super popular.
I'm gonna say like it's been a while since I've heard that name, but I am familiar with them.
One of my favorites.
Yeah.
Where else? I like blank at this question all the time, and I'm like, yeah, I know who I listen to, like, but then when I'm put on the spot, I'm like, oh yeah, who was that again? But yeah, those two specifically, I guess, for like leads and they're like classical bits. Ingve is another one. Like I really love Ingve, like with my lead stuff. As far as like riffs go, I was a big Megadeth was like my first like love when I was in high school. So this game was like my first like Guitar Hero. But so many, yeah. But the ones I listed are like my favorite ones.
Would you say Megadeth is your favorite band of the big four?
Of the big four, yeah. I mean, it's really hard to pick between like, I would put Anthrax last, not saying that I don't like them, mm-hmm. but between Slayer, Metallica, and Megadeth from the big four, pretty hard to pick because I like all of them. And I think like they all have their own unique impact on metal. So, yeah.
And Pat, what is your answer to that?
For guitarists?
No, about the big four, but you can also say guitarists.
Oh yeah, no, the big four. So I mean, I'd say Slayer's probably my top.
Okay.
I had a brief like thrash metal phase when I was younger, but it didn't, like, I don't know. So my first foray into like metal was Deicide when I was like 12 years old. So like, I don't know, I like thrash metal, but I always found myself kind of gravitating towards like heavier stuff.
Mm-hmm. That is pretty close to my story, but it wasn't Deicide, it was Death.
Oh, sick.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. That was another one. How did I forget that? Yeah, and also Michael Romeo. I'm wearing a Symphony X shirt.
Oh, nice.
Michael Romeo is another one I really like. Now that other people are talking, I'm like, oh yeah, I like that person a lot. Yeah. But definitely Chuck. Like I learned a lot of that stuff when I was like late teens.
Yeah, death metal is really cool. I feel like you can tell it's what thrash metal kind of wanted to be, especially Slayer.
Yeah, definitely.
But may have not had the frame of reference to be yet.
Yeah, and Slayer. I think Slayer's like death metal's like riff language wouldn't exist without like bands like Slayer.
Yeah, I was gonna say that one's like proto death metal and all
that. Like if someone said that Slayer was a death thrash band, I wouldn't necessarily disagree.
Yeah, I'm with you on that.
Yeah.
Another band, I think, one band that I think influences like the sound that like we have now or that it's evolving into is Intestine Ballism.
Oh.
So I don't know the names of those guys.
No, me neither.
And I love that band though, like a lot. And there's another band from Japan. They're defunct, but they're called Serpent. and I discovered them by accident, around 2010, and they're called Veiled in Scarlet now. But when they were Serpent, they released an album called X God X, and that album is super classical, but like Bodom worship, but its own kind of thing, and very I love that album a lot. Like that album and Intestine Ballism are kind of really shaping, I feel like, how I form songs and riffs now.
Yeah, I'd love to see more of that, intestine ballism influence shine through, because that, I'm not gonna say they're underrated. Everyone who's heard of them thinks they're one of the best.
In the next demo, we have a few songs on it done. You'll definitely hear a lot of that influence, because I leaned really heavily into those kinds of riffs. The song Kaiser has a few kind of pieces of that kind of riff language, very fast paced but still melodic, but then it goes back to an atonal thing. But the new stuff is way more like that. So I'm actually really excited to get that out, because it's what I want to sound like.
Yeah. I guess we can talk about the new stuff now. So you say you have a new single coming out.
Yeah.
How soon?
Scorn.
No. Culling is the single. Scorn is on the
really?
Yeah.
Oh,
okay.
So we're going to do the original plan is to do Culling as a single, because it didn't make the demo because we weren't done, but we play it live. But I've been going back and forth between just putting it on the next demo, or just doing it as its own thing.
I think we should single it.
That's what I've been we kind of wanted to do that originally, so let's just stick with the plan. But it's Culling. You wrote the lyrics. I'll let you talk about the song in general.
Culling's not much to say about it. It's just kind of a misanthropic diatribe, really, just about kind of just the state of the world and the way that people kind of have chosen to comport themselves these days, which is just really, it's really just a study. It's not so much. It's basically just me ranting about people sucking and how everyone kind of just is very self-serving, and there's no sense of everyone's, we grew up in Dorchester, which is really community at the time, at least before a lot of young urban professionals started moving in, and kind of things really started to change. But so it used to be really community based. Everyone knew everyone, and everyone was almost related to each other.
That.
I was 16 years old, and I was introduced to a cousin that I didn't even know was a cousin of mine, and we hung out at the same park. So it's really just kind of me just railing on how things just aren't okay. You know what I mean? It's, I don't know. I feel like there was a big shift. You know what I mean? People have been steadily getting less and less empathetic, and more self-serving. But then I feel like COVID, when that hit, it really just drove everyone into isolation, and kind of cemented this survival of the self that everyone, no one's focused on making sure that their people are as good as they are anymore.
I can talk about the riff side of things. So this is a song I wrote when I was in another band 10 years ago. And
which band was that again? Because you mentioned their name.
They're called Adina. It's EDINA. It's not. We're not on any kind of social media or anything. That thing was 10 years ago. And I did a demo with that band and played the leads. And then I had started writing more for that band, and this was one of the songs. And I've changed it a little bit. And then what happened? I restructured it, added a new riff or two, and a new section that's basically just a harmonized little classical piece, motif type thing. I'm excited to release that one. It's a pretty sick song, I think, and has some cool guitar parts in it that I think showcase some of my writing a little better. But you'll definitely hear definitely like the intro riff, like a little bit of that like remnants of metalcore.
Nice. So speaking of lyrics, like there aren't any lyrics on your Bandcamp right now. Would you say that misanthropy plays a big role in them?
Not so much. I don't tend to try to stay on any given subject for too long. Like I like
Mhm.
to treat it as like a one and done kind of thing. Like the rope is that basically just about hanging politicians.
And I had a particular beef with the parking clerk in Boston at the time, and that was me like, this needs to be scathing, and it's directed at them.
Yeah, so
That's very funny.
I don't like.
We don't directly say BTD, but like there's subtext.
Destroya is a kaiju. I don't know if you watch any Godzilla films, so I'm big into kaiju. Pat wrote the lyrics. I threw him some ideas and stuff like that, and said, "Have fun." And I liked when he came up with a lot. But Destoroyah is like the final kaiju of like the '90s films of Godzilla, the Heisei era. And it's just a big ass like demon crustacean looking monster that's really cool. So sometimes we just do songs about shit that's cool.
Yeah, and
No, that's fair.
I like to include like
Like-
philosophy as
Yeah.
well. Like I don't like to follow like the typical like doom and gloom, you know what I mean, motif that like a lot of metal bands kind of rail on. Like Kaiser it's like more of a study of like the Cain and Abel parable, but through like a different lens of like not through like holiness or like wrongdoing, but like the psychology of like what you know what I mean? Like that's sort of like how long can you be treated as a monster before you become what you know people say you are? And I just chose that. I thought that like you know what I mean? Not
Yeah.
that Kane is like a super sympathetic character or anything, but you know what I mean? Just like exploring different psychologies has always been interesting to me.
Then there's on the demo we've gone over every song but Conan, and that one is another just this is fucking cool.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
And
oiled up beefy dudes and
Yeah.
swords.
yeah, I in Conan it started out. I wrote the the first two riffs to appease our bassist Izzy, who likes he's more into like hardcore and stuff like that. And I was like, I'll give you a beatdown riff if it makes you shut up. But, and then I was like, and then we were gonna call it Conan, and I was like, well, Conan's not just a beefy meathead; it's also like high fantasy, like
Yeah.
And I was like, and there's like wraiths and shit like that. So I made the song more like I was like, oh, it has to sound kind of like
Evil.
like there has to be like harmonies and like it has to have like a high fantasy like sound to it. So I think Conan has a lot of different like parts to it that all kind of sound different from each other. And it's like a toss up between that one and Destroya that are my favorite songs on that one on the demo.
Yeah, I could definitely hear that beat down riff.
Yeah. That was
It's interesting because like Conan is definitely high fantasy, but it's also the most beat down and thrash metal high fantasy.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm not explaining myself.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean, and that's what I thought. I was like, it's like the macho high fantasy, and I was like, I feel like I did a pretty good job with like the riffs and like the structuring, making it sound like that. Myself, I think that at least. I don't know if everybody else would think that, but it's my song.
Co-opted it.
Yeah, no,
it's not
everyone
about
else,
unicorns and stuff.
but yeah, I don't read the lyrics. I don't know what's going on there.
Okay.
It's a thing.
No.
So I know you from the show you played with Valdrin.
Yeah,
did you get to
they're
talk
pretty
to
cool.
them at all?
Oh, you didn't get to talk to them?
No, I did, but did you?
Oh, yeah, they're cool
yeah.
guys. I don't recall their names or anything like that.
No, me either.
But I actually dig their sound. Like black metal is one of those genres that's very easy to sound like every other band. And I think they have their own kind of like unique take on it. Maybe not like so unique, but like they have like an interesting take on black metal where I was like the songs are actually interesting, and like I was excited to play with them because I was like, oh, this band's pretty sick.
So yeah, I really like their symphonic elements.
Yeah, I like what they do with melodies, like without getting too like Cradle of Filthy. Not that I don't love Cradle of Filth.
Yeah, but I feel like it's very easy. It's very easy to do bad Cradle of Filth because Cradle of Filth has done bad Cradle of Filth.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that. Yeah,
and like I'm not a hater either. There's select songs I really like.
Yeah, I love the first few albums, and then I actually like some of their newer albums too. But they had like a pretty crappy phase in the like mid to late 2000s.
Yeah, I think a lot of bands did.
Yeah,
I remember like. Since I'm around your age, in the mid to late 2000s, I was, a teenager.
Yeah.
And I remember first discovering Lacuna Coil, gothic metal band, and like their first 2 albums, which are, wonderful. And then their newest at the time, Karma Code, was out, and I'm like, that's very cheap at Newbury Comics. It's there. Yeah. I'm gonna get it. And they had that like that fuck ass, we just signed to a major label, we're gonna incorporate some new metal poorly.
Yeah.
Because like there's stuff that incorporates new metal that I like.
Yeah.
It's just like there was a point where a lot of bands, especially like anyone who signed to Nuclear Blast, like circa 2005.
Yeah.
Started really dumbing down their riffs.
I wonder if there was someone at the label telling them to do that, or they just all decided to do it.
It had to have been like a producer being like, no, we need more mainstream riffs.
We at least they're like, you need to do 4 singles.
Yeah.
And you can't, too much riff is going to scare off the hose.
Yeah, I was gonna say the normies, but that works too.
I mean, like, I'm the hose. It's okay. Yeah. Anyways, Valdrin, they're great. What I like about them is that they have that like U.S. black metal sound, but without like a lot of the trappings of USBM that get really annoying, where it gets like too atmospheric.
Yeah.
And doesn't have enough bite. And yeah, they are very nice guys. They like someone started chatting to my boyfriend and I, and we're like, this guy is great. And then like a few minutes in, I realized this is Valdrin. They're very, very, very humble too. I know that some bands like from the outside, when they're at O'Brien's, they can be a bit to themselves.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you're not obligated to talk to a bunch of drunk people.
Yeah, but it helps your case, I feel,
Yeah.
Ingratiate yourself to your crowd.
Yeah.
Yeah, but like, if I've bought merch entirely because like someone was nice to me, and it works as marketing.
I can see that. Yeah, definitely. I mean, if someone's a dickhead to me, I'm not gonna buy it. For sure.
Yeah, I'm just not gonna mention a band where like I have written them off just entirely on their stage banner, which involves a lot of insulting the crowd for no reason.
That only works with Guar.
No, it's not Guar because it's not funny. They're just like you dickheads aren't moving enough. Like constant calls to open the fucking pit. Like, you guys aren't moving enough. This isn't a safe space. Beat each other up. Kind of stuff. And like calling us the weakest audience on the tour. And with this band, it's like I've seen them twice as openers on tours. It's just like, you are the first band on a 4-band night. Behave yourselves. And my boyfriend and I have just said, like, next time we see them, probably not on our own volition, we're gonna turn our backs to them, get out our phones, watch Family Guy funny clips. That, or just sit down when they say open the pit up.
Honestly, like, if I'm going to a show, like usually bigger shows, and I was like, I don't care about this opening band. I will just pregame for longer, and then go see. They're still getting my ticket.
Yeah.
Like if I just don't care for a band, I mean, not to be rude, but I'm just gonna, I'm gonna come when the bands I want to see are playing.
Yeah.
That's usually what I do.
The thing too is like I feel like I don't know, you're kind of defeating your own purpose when you do shit like that, because if you have the energy to make people move, then they will move. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
you're gonna respond to like taunts and jeers.
Yeah, like one of those is at the Worcester Palladium. If you're not being moshed to at the Worcester Palladium, it's not a them problem.
Oh yeah, it's definitely you guys. I've seen some of the more ignorant moshing at the Palladium.
I've seen them mosh to Electric Wizard.
That's you know what? I was actually just at an Electric Wizard show recently. Yeah, I can't lie, not exactly my bag. Also, it didn't help that I was rolling at the time because it was my buddy's birthday, and I was just remember being in the crowd, and there's like slow, sludgy stoner riffs and like 70s like occult movies in the background. You know what I mean? And I was just like, this is not the vibe. I have sorely misunderstood.
Yeah, that is probably like the few times I got high at like took 2 edibles at a show that was not edible. Like intense hardcore.
Yeah, you're just standing there
just like we were meant to be in different places. That is very funny. I do enjoy some stoner doom. It was a night with my brother though, who really likes it.
That's fair, yeah.
And he had a great time, and he did lose his glasses in the pit, in the Electric Wizard pit.
Yeah, which is like that must have been the slowest mosh pit in the world.
It was during the last song, which has like a faster ending, but it was a bit surreal, and now it just becomes some story I tell. Keep in mind, this is like almost 7 years ago.
Yeah.
Wow. I guess it wouldn't be strange because I was like, I was surprised. So I'm a big fan of King Diamond, and I've seen King Diamond and Merciful Fate more than once each. And I was at King Diamond last year on Halloween, and I was surprised there was a pretty sizable mosh pit. Because like
I don't know, I think if I heard like the Four Horsemen with that opening riff, I think I'd go nuts.
Yeah.
The only time I ever saw them was at the Orpheum, so it was like a sit down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it was not the vibe.
But yeah, that was pretty cool, actually.
Yeah, that does seem pretty cool. I forget what. No, I know what I was doing that Halloween. I was doing bar trivia.
Oh, okay.
And I won a costume contest, so.
What did you dress as?
I was sexy Billy the Puppet from Saw.
Okay.
I won $25. It paid for like the makeup I used, so.
There you go. Is that Billy the Puppet? That's just like the eponymous puppet with like
it's the puppet with like the suit on and the swirls on the cheeks.
Oh, okay.
But I did I had a white button down. I got a black blazer for my mom, a small black mini skirt, fishnets, and like red ballet flats. And I kind I wasn't gonna cut my hair for it, but I did the makeup on my cheeks with the swirls and like kind of the puppet hinged mouth.
I don't think I didn't even have like a real costume this year.
We played our first show at so our drummer his dad owns a martial arts studio.
Oh.
So we practiced there, and we threw like a DIY show, and it was like Halloween themed, so costumes were encouraged. And
I tried to be a toilet paper mummy,
and it fell apart.
It actually said like I know it's such a popular idea, but it sounds awful.
It does not fucking work. Let me tell you. Oh, should we refrain from swearing or
no?
All right. I don't know if you've ever seen Big Trouble in Little China.
No, I haven't.
I was Kurt Russell's character, Jack
Burton.
So like the main character of that, I didn't cut my hair or anything for it, but I had the blue jeans and I have that shirt. I have that shirt, like tank tops. So I live in tank tops basically.
One of those guys.
Yeah, all the time.
I call it the open carry shirt because you got the guns out.
Yeah, I like. Not sure if it's TMI, but I sweat a lot, so I like. And a lot of my old band shirts are too small because I was like a skinny teenager, and then I blew up. I guess from just like working out and eating, and so I'm like 100 pounds heavy. Maybe not 100, but I'm like 75 pounds heavier than I was when I was a teenager, and like none of my old band shirts fit me, so I had to cut all my sleeves off. And then in general, I sweat through clothes, so I'll just destroy the armpit of all my band shirts. And so I just time to cut these off. And so I was like, it's just better to like wear tank tops all the time.
So as a sweaty person, what is your opinion on white band shirts?
I only own one. No, I own two actually. One is an Aussie, like a replica tour shirt from the what the hell is it? Why am I blanking out? I'm blanking out on both shirts. I only own two, and I only wear the Aussie one because the other one is autographed, and I'm like blanking out on who autographed it.
I wouldn't wear an autographed shirt.
Yeah. Hold on. Let me. So the Aussie shirt is the Ultimate Sin shirt, which is my favorite Aussie album. Mm-hmm. Jake's my favorite Aussie guitarist. And the other one, I am trying to stop blanking. I can't remember his name. It's French. It's Incantation, but I can't remember. It's it sounded French. Is it? It's fucking who was it? One of the guys in Incantation had signed it for me. I think it was John.
The most French of the names.
No, my last name. For whatever reason, I thought it was French. I get a lot of I can't like keep track of names.
You gotta make me look up like the Frenchest sounding person in Incantation because
none of them are French, and for some reason I thought it was French because my brain went to like someone else for a second. I was like, he's not an Incantation, so I am really bad with names.
Honestly, same.
Like I don't even remember Stanley's last name.
The only reason I know it at this current moment is because he just Venmoed me the
other day. Yeah. Like I know your last name because I've known you for like 15 years, and I know Izzy's last name because he was my roommate. But the other guys in the band, I couldn't tell you because I forgot them.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask like how did you two meet?
Through our buddy Javi. So
no, I introduced your brother to Javi. We met.
But we met.
No, we met because of Tommy.
No, you and Shane might have met because of Tommy, but the first time I met you was when we played those Wiener Sound shows.
Was it?
Yeah.
No.
I'd never gone to. I've been
maybe
to the garage.
But I used to sell him weed.
Okay.
Way.
And like.
Hey, it's 2026. You can say that.
Yeah. Well, this was in 2013. And I would sell. So no, we met then because I was selling you weed then.
You know, you sold him weed in Minecraft.
Yeah, in Minecraft.
Yeah, exactly.
In Minecraft. But I was like, no, we had met then. We didn't talk as much, but then we got more musically involved, and that's when me and him really clicked.
Yeah. So I was in a band called Sounds of the Fallen, and we drafted him for a very short while.
Yeah, I played like 2 shows with them at one point on the guitar.
It was with my brother, and he's just like the music Gestapo. Like he was just no fun to be in a band with whatsoever, and like no creative control afforded to anybody else. So he didn't last long in the band because of that.
Yeah. But what were we? Oh, we met because of your brother, and then other mutual friends. Just being from Dorchester is really the best way to sum it up, because everybody in our neighborhood used to know each other.
Yeah. It's like an everybody knows everybody kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't mind a white band shirt, by the way.
I'm starting to come around on them.
It depends.
It has to look really nice, though.
Yeah, it's got to be like that. The logo lends itself to being on a white shirt. You know what I mean? You can't just be like, oh, we made the same shirt, but now it's white.
Yeah.
I should try one with the sleeves cut off.
Yeah.
I'd say my favorite one is a Destiny's Child shirt, but it's styled like the Dead Kennedys.
Oh.
Yeah, it's probably my favorite band shirt.
Yeah, some of those bootleg parody shirts can be really funny. Are either of you familiar with Death Grips?
Yeah.
I fucking love the bootleg Death Grip shirts where it's like with Bionicles or Seinfeld.
I would love some like bootleg shirts of us.
Honestly,
that would be pretty funny. If we ever get popular enough for someone to do that, I would be like, go for it.
Yeah, 100%. I don't even care if we don't get a cut.
I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like I know those like bootleg Death Grip shirts are a little controversial because people are like, oh, it's like it's silly and you're not supporting the band. But I feel like they would just stop it.
If they wanted to.
Yeah.
If they wanted to. They could just put out some cease and desists, but you're talking about a band that like puts all their music for free on their website. Yeah. They don't give a shit.
Yeah. And that, like, I don't know, I feel like only like, you know what I mean? Maybe when they were more underground, that would be more valid. But now, like, you know what I mean? They're playing like large festivals. Like I saw
them. Didn't they just break up?
Did they? I don't know.
But they came back together. They're promising a new album.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I saw them maybe about like 5 years ago, I think, at this point in Las Vegas at like the Sick New World. It was a pretty interesting concert, honestly. It was like Death Grips. You remember POD?
I do remember POD.
Yeah, POD played. I got to see POD. Never did when I was a kid. You know,
I just remember them on like either MTV or like VH1 or whatever played the music videos when we were younger. That's an interesting topic, is like those channels, but I don't know if you remember the Comcast Music Choice channels.
Oh, of course.
I loved those.
I discovered so many bands that way. Like I found Obscura through that.
Really?
Yeah. But
I did not need Music Choice to find Obscura.
But
I did find Music Choice. I did use Music Choice to find Baroness and Kvelertak.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I love Baroness.
Yeah, I would just, because I lived with my nana growing up, and so we had the Music Choice thing, and I would just have it on while I was doing something else, and I was like, "What the fuck is that? This is great!" And I was like, "Oh!" And it was like around like 2008 or 9 when their second album came out. So I hadn't heard about them yet, and it was like on Music Choice, and then I was like, "Oh, these guys are sick."
Yeah.
And now, yeah.
I've actually, Baroness was one of my favorite shows. If I'm remembering correctly, which I think it was so long ago, I'm not sure, but I saw them with the Red Chord.
Cool.
That's
a very weird mix of bands, but
yeah, but it was in the best way.
That's very 2000s.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. I've seen Baroness. I saw them with Deaf Heaven and Zeal and Ardor.
I'm not familiar with Zeal and Ardor, but I know Deaf Heaven.
Yeah, I mean, that's a pretty natural lineup, and it was great. That was a show that was okay to get high to.
Yeah.
I could find that show.
This is a silly question. So you have a more vertically aligned logo, and my first thought is, was that influenced by At the Gates? Because they also had that very weird vertical logo.
That's another band I forgot to say I love.
I can tell. You don't need to say it.
Their earlier stuff, and especially the artwork of this art crap, like the the logo was made by his girlfriend, who did an excellent job on it.
And I can just go on record as saying it wasn't. She does not listen to metal really.
Okay.
She's more like she likes funk and also hardcore. So like I'm convinced that I could comfortably say she probably does not know who At the Gates are.
But I love At the Gates, and I love that early album logo where it's like vertical and it looks like a cathedral.
Yeah.
And I have on vinyl Gardens of Grief, and I wanted the album art to kind of resemble that. And it's the picture that I just darkened. I took in Vermont at like an old monastery, and then shittily slapped our logo on. Eventually, we'll have better art, but that was like we were like, oh, we need some kind of art to put with the demo. So I did that, and I was like, so I do love At the Gates. Like, I have a shirt. It's like the Red in the Sky is Ours shirt. Mm-hmm. It just says that on the back, and on the front, it's just the big logo with the cathedral. So I love vertical. I loved it when she showed us the logo. I was like, oh, that's amazing.
Who made your logo?
Oh, my girlfriend. She's like an incredibly talented artist, and apparently as well a graphic designer too. So
yeah, because it did look very professional.
Yes, I was super impressed, and like,
because sometimes you look at a poster, and I'll make fun of people's logos, but sometimes it's like it was one of your first tries making one.
A lot of the time it comes off looking like a bush.
A bundle of sticks.
Yeah, I think like there is some artistry to that. I think it's
if it's legible.
Yeah, so that's what I was gonna say.
If there's a point where it's like I can't read your logo, I
guess more like I think the ones that are just like kind of uncreative. Like you like you scroll it out in like jagged block text and be like, I'm done.
Yeah, I've noticed like a lot of them too. Looks like they just like went into like coolfontgenerator.com.
I was like, I don't want that. I was like, I want something original.
And it probably is nicer to use someone close to you than what I did for my podcast, which was go on Fiverr. In the age of AI, I have a wonderful tip. You find someone with the worst turnaround time because they probably are doing it themselves.
Uh-huh.
Oh, that actually does make sense. Yeah.
I'm going to keep that in mind.
Yeah.
Because before we had a drummer, I was going to pay someone to write drums for us. Because I was like, I cannot be bothered to program all these drums.
I could. If we didn't have Stanley, I would have done that. I love program. So I'm actually a drummer as well in in an emo band, like not necessarily emo, more like alt rock, but like we like to include some like Americana influence and
butt rock. But yeah, I really like that you drew that comparison to At the Gates. That is I'm like cheesing over that.
Yeah, I mean, saying that like a melodic death metal band took influence from At the Gates, or Found in Kitchen, drop of water found in ocean.
Yeah.
I mean, I think even any metal band from a certain period of time, because like people say that Slaughter of the Soul was technically the first metalcore album. So it's just like that's a little
much, but it definitely
it's a little much. But I do think every metalcore band listened to that as well.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
definitely. Like the early, especially the Massachusetts bands, or at least the bands on the East Coast.
Oh yeah,
definitely listened to At the Gates, Dark Tranquillity, Dark In Flames, Soilwork, all those bands. Like the Swedish death metal scene, like they definitely were influenced by that. That's like the metalcore I like the earlier stuff. That's actually like pretty good in my opinion. Like I really like early, Kill Switch, obviously. Early, All That Remains. Unearth is great.
Yeah.
And Shadows Fall. Like I really like all of those. The Massachusetts bands, like their earlier stuff.
Yeah, it's a very distinctive sound, and it is crazy that like Yeah, Killswitch was like the biggest name in metal for a time there. And it's crazy to think they're just some guys from Western Mass.
Yeah, I know. And like I don't like any of the I don't like mallcore, like that stuff. Like any of the I feel like once it like expanded beyond like the East Coast, and like those like the early to mid 2000s, it kind of like by the time it was like the late 2000s, like those bands were like they sounded more like I don't know, they're just not my cup of tea. Like mallcore, I think that has it all. You know?
Yeah, so whenever
like,
I hear someone say mallcore, I'm not saying I never used the term. Of course I did. But it tells me you were definitely on the metal archives at some point.
Yes. Yes. Yeah, definitely.
Because I remember they would they refused to use let's say there was a band that start out doing thrash metal and then did new metal. They would not call it new metal because they're like, that's not metal. We're calling it metalcore officially.
I'm like a little bit of an elitist, but I'm like, there are bands you have to like put on metal art. Like, what, like, if Slipknot is not metal, then what is it? And their first Iowa is like has a ton of like death metal influence, anyways. But that's just one example. Like, some of the people on Metal Archives are just like,
oh, I have issues with them. I've had some recent issues with moderation.
Yeah,
because like, I think they tend to make the right call, and like usually when I disagree, I'm like, we're all humans and we're all trying to draw a line somewhere. But like I was appealing this band Liminal Undeath, and they are a funeral doom band from the UK. My boyfriend is friends with people involved in it. Cool. And like I listened to it and I'm like, why isn't this on the archives? This sounds like Shape of Despair. Yeah. So I appealed it and the moderator's like, I can't hear the metal. And I'm like,
sometimes
I'm like, what are we like, did we listen to the same album?
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff they won't put on there that is very clearly metal, even if it's like new metal or like metalcore or something, and they won't put it on there just because it's not true. Which is like, we all had our like high school elitist days, but to a point is ridiculous. Like,
oh yeah, I mean like, I think a lot of my elitist phase is just to make fun of my brother.
Yeah.
Because like, there's a part of me that was convinced there's like a serious metalcore element in the Black Dahlia murder because everyone hated them.
I love Black Dahlia.
On certain communities, everyone hated them. It was just like the niche Facebook group I was in, and they did tour with a lot of metalcore bands. So I'm like, there is an unassailable metalcore element in here, isn't there? And then I finally like decided to hang up my hater hat, listen. I'm like, it's at the gates.
Yeah.
It's all.
Oh, like
it is always was.
Yes, they're not metalcore.
Yeah,
they aren't at the gates ripoff.
Yeah, I really like Black Dahlia Murder. That's another band I like. Newer band. I mean, they're not even new anymore.
No, they are ancient at this point.
Yeah, I like those guys a lot. Rip Trevor. But
they put on a good live act, but you can tell that they are having joint pain.
Yeah. And they play with everybody. But
they do.
Yeah, but as far as being elitist, I'm only an elitist to make fun of the other guys in the band when they like something that I deem untrue.
No, I think there needs to be an element in friend groups of that. You need the friend who's a hater.
Yeah.
Oh, we all spend an inordinate amount of time just shitting on each other.
Yeah.
Out of love, obviously.
Yeah. No, I think this band bullies each other more, like in a circle than any other band around.
Except for Stanley. Yeah, Stanley's
no,
he's our little brother, and we shield him from the vitriol.
So I have two more questions about bands you like and listen to. I want you both to name one newer band that's really wowed you.
Newer band.
Yeah.
I won't be mad if you like accidentally cite some bands.
And they're local. Frog Mallet.
Okay.
So I'm not like huge into slam, but I saw them live, or I don't even know if I saw them live at a show at Sonia, at the Mideast Sonia.
Oh.
And I was just like, I just wanted to go to like a local show with like death metal bands and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, oh, these guys are pretty sick. Like, I don't even like slam like that, but they have like a really interesting take on it. It's not like all slam riffs. They mix it in with other just like cool stuff. They sound really good.
Yeah, I wasn't completely impressed when I saw them because I'm open for Mortician.
Yeah.
Oh, we were there.
We were at that.
Oh.
He was
everyone was there.
Yeah.
Yeah. I jumped on stage a couple times.
I'm like,
I didn't have a good vantage point. I thought they were very acceptable slam.
Yeah, I guess I don't listen to a lot of slam, but I found them to be, I don't know. There's like certain songs, like they don't play all their, obviously they can't play all their songs live. But I don't know, something about them I just really dug, and like they're a newer band and they're from here, and I dig them a lot.
Yeah. My favorite local slam band. This is like the most common answer. It's Dysentery.
Dysentery.
Yeah, they're not new though. They've been. I thought like they've been around since like 2007 or something, and I looked at Metal Archives. It's 2002.
Oh,
been around for ages. They're old.
Me personally, I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really found a new band lately that I've really jived with. I honestly, like, lately I've just been kind of recycling like 80s tunes. Like, I've been listening to a lot of like the Psychedelic Furs and like stuff like that. Crowded House, like new wave, The Cure. I'm in a big new wave kick right now.
Yeah, it's like during COVID where I listened to a lot of Gary Newman.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I guess they're not like super new. Not metal either, but I'm really digging soft cult.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. I don't strictly listen to metal. Like I have a pretty varied taste.
I think like the closer someone is to like doing music, like the weirder their taste is gonna be. Like the more you talk to metal musicians, the more you realize like they're going, like they'll play in like a deathcore band and then be like, oh yeah, I listen to electronica, indie, 80s.
Yeah. I mean, often like when I'm going to practice, especially, I won't listen to metal at all. Like, I'll listen to like Alizé or stuff like that. I don't know if you know who that is.
Like, French pop star.
Like from like the early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like I listen to a lot. My taste is eclectic. It's like all over the place. So
my music scares people.
That's a good thing.
Yeah. And now I want you to name one guilty pleasure.
I mean, I don't have a sense of shame.
But if you did.
No, yeah, but if I did, honestly, Britney Spears.
She has some bops.
Dude, yeah, like Hit Me Baby One More Time. That song fucks.
Like a music guilty pleasure?
Yeah.
Yeah, I also like am not like I just listen to what I listen to at this point. Like I used to be like, oh, my friends will think I'm lame for liking this.
Yeah.
But now I just don't care. I'll put on like Alizé or like random country shit or like fucking whatever hip hop I like or like I love glam metal too.
I remember when liking glam metal was a sin.
Except
that was like in the 80s and 90s when we were fetuses.
Yeah. I mean, even into like the 2000s, I feel like when I was getting into metal, I was like, if you like that, it was like, oh, that's lame. I was like, I don't care. fucking love Rat, Dawkins, White Lion, stuff like that. So TNT, another really great glam band.
I'm not familiar.
I love all that stuff.
So I know that you have another single and demo planned, but what other future plans are there for Ritual Grief?
So we're trying to get a show. We're taking January off from shows just to get new songs in the set list, new songs from the demo into the set list. And then we want to get a show in February on like a metal bill. And then March we kind of want to organize our own show somewhere with a few bands that we're friends with and, other metal bands and stuff like that. A few shows like that. We want to like play in front of the right audiences. And
we've been playing a lot of mixed bills on our the show you saw us at was our first like
full on metal
bill. And even then it was just like I was very happy to see you and Spiral Continuum
those
on a nice bill.
Yeah.
But it's just like for Valdrin it was a bit of an unexpected choice.
Yeah. I think it's kind of tough. It's kind of tough putting a metal bill together in Boston.
I think like a black metal bill is really tough.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, even just like a death metal bill too. Like it's not like it seems like everyone who can pick up a guitar now is doing slam. So
I'll play with slam bands.
Oh, me too.
They probably won't like my my stuff like that. But...
Yeah, I'm trying to think about it because like Spiral Continuum is a band I've seen. Like I'm very good friends with both the guitarists. Cool. I've seen them live 4 times. Generally opening for like some level of melodic death or power metal or prog or something where it's just like I understand why you're there.
Yeah.
With Valdrin I didn't understand, but I was open-minded.
It was a great show nonetheless. I think everyone sounded pretty good.
Yeah, especially because like O'Brien's
usually
sounds good, but I've also seen some iffy choices. It's a bar.
Part of some iffy performances there.
It's a bar.
Yeah.
Can't expect too much.
The bathrooms are iffier.
Yeah.
Not the worst bathroom I've been in. But
no.
There's no door on the stall. Right?
There isn't?
In the men's room. I think there is.
Is that the place or was it somewhere else I went? I went to somewhere and there was no door on the stall. I was like, well, I gotta go, so...
wasn't that when you saw Dannon's band somewhere?
No, I think that was at O'Brien's. I don't think they have a door on the stall in the men's room.
I don't know. I wouldn't...
I was in there.
I've definitely pooped at O'Brien's before, because the women's room is a single toilet room.
I don't know which one I went into.
Matter.
The one I went into did not have a
stall door.
Yeah, a stall door. And I was like, you know what? I don't care. Let's do it. I gotta go. So.
Yeah. Well, I think, and then we're gonna be speaking at different bathrooms here. One of the women's rooms at Ralph's, I think it's the upstairs women's room, like their stalls don't lock. So you're like balancing it, especially like if you're trying to like really, if you're having say a challenging poop at Ralph's, it is the scariest. It is the scariest time I've had in a bathroom.
That's rough, yeah.
Once again, thanks to Sean and Pat for coming on the show. Follow Ritual Grief on Bandcamp for upcoming material. Don't go outside and smoke during opening sets. I'm Theo Morgan, and have a good night. Wonderful way to wrap things up. Do you have any final thoughts? And also, thank you for coming on, being very proactive about finding a date.
Yeah.
I like the initiative.
Yeah.
We'll go far for it.
Yeah, we don't like to half-ass anything.
Yeah.
And, thanks again for having us. We really appreciate it. I think you do an invaluable service, you know what I mean? Like people,
I
big
agree.
or small bands. You know what I mean? Like spotlighting people like us.
Yeah, it's also like, there are sometimes big names where it's like, I could feasibly get you on the podcast, and then I go to their inbox, and I freeze up, and I walk away. Like, I get too nervous for it.
Just
pull the trigger.
no shame.
Yeah, because
Fucking
like I respect this area's small bands,
Yeah.
but if they just don't want to come on the podcast, I feel less embarrassed. You're probably just shy then.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, listen, you know what I mean? Nothing ventured, nothing gained. I say next time you have that moment, just fucking pull the trigger.
Oh yeah, same for you guys.
Thank you.
Get on the bill for something even bigger.
We're trying.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're aiming for.
So.
Yeah. I don't have any leads. I don't know that, like, I don't know as many promoters as people think I do.
Yeah.
I mean, we're out. We're emailing, DMing people, doing what we can.
I've given a few sexual favors here and there.
So soon, hopefully, we'll be on some bigger bills. I would love to play like a festival or something. Like, I know there's some smaller like outdoor festivals in summer in New England. I would love to play one of those. That's the goal, really.
Yeah, get on RPM Fest.
I would love to do that.
Yeah,
that's
that would
one
be
of them.
ideal.
And then what's the Death Metal Bonanza?
Yeah, the one in Maine.
I would love to do that too.
I think you could handle the Bonanza, because I think it is a smaller fest.
Yeah.
Since it's like genre focused.
Yeah.
You'll slide right in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I would love to get on that. I think we have to play a few more shows in front of like audiences that actually listen to extreme music. I have some venues in mind, like some underground stuff in mind. There's a place in Brighton that's like a basement. Not the best venue, but the people who go there all listen to like extreme metal. So I think regardless of venue, if you're in front of the right people, that's what's important.
And it's really only just the space itself that's
Yeah.
not the best. Like there's two huge columns and like heating ducts, like where people.
But like, I've been to the Paradise. That's not a basement issue.
Oh, the Paradise is my least favorite like large venue, just because it's like the venue the long way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have a lot of good memories there, but it is I have a lot of good memories there because I get there early, so I don't end up in front of a pillar.
Yeah.
If the basement has that, I'll forgive it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Fair
Cool
enough.
people.
Yeah. But
that's a load. That's a load bearing pillar.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.